Today is Sunday, Parashat Reeh, and the opening verse of Parashat Reeh says, Reeh anochi noten lifnechem hayom beracha uklala. Reeh, behold, see, anochi noten lifnechem hayom, I set before you this day, beracha, a blessing and a curse. The next pasuk tells us the blessing will be if you heed, if you follow the mitzvot of Hashem, if you listen and obey the mitzvot of Hashem that I command you, then you will have blessings. And the alternative in the negative sense is in the next pasuk. The idea is we're faced with choices basically almost every day of our lives, or every moment. Decisions to take, choices to make, sometimes very major decisions, sometimes not so important decisions, but we faced regularly and on a daily basis with alternative paths of action. You could describe it as if a person coming to a fork in the road, and should he go this way or that way? If he goes this way, sometimes the road looks beautiful, but maybe after the beginning that looks beautiful, there are incredible pitfalls right afterwards. And the other path looks like a complicated path full of thorns and not such a clear way. But then maybe after you've gone through the effort of the first few 100 yards, maybe that path is really a smooth path afterwards. And sometimes the decisions are not easy to make. Which is the correct decision to make is a big question very often. So how do you decide what's the right path of action? You have to make choices, and some of the choices will result in blessings, and other choices will result in the opposite. So what do you do? The idea is the more we learn what is the Torah, what is the opinion of Torah, the more we understand what is the halakha on a certain subject, then the choices become clearer and clearer. There is more of a clarity of vision, because otherwise there are many situations where one side has a positive aspect to it, but has also a negative dimension to it. And the other alternative is negative, but it has a positive aspect to it. So there is this tov verah, this good and bad sort of mixed up together on both sides of the formula. Do I go this way or that way? Both sides have both good and bad mixed in within it. So how do you decide? That's what Torah is about. In learning Torah, we learn to differentiate between what's permitted and not permitted, what is good and what is bad, what is kasher and not kasher, what is tahor, pure, and tameh, and ritually impure, on and on. The whole Torah and study of Torah is to know how to make a difference between what is the proper conduct and not the proper conduct, what is good and bad, and to have that kind of clear vision without having all jumbled together, the good and the bad mixed in together, like many times it seems. And sometimes, even if you've studied a lot of Torah, it's difficult to reach a decision, because sometimes we have a hard time being objective about our decisions, because of course we have a subjective perspective on what we try to decide on. So that's why you seek the Torah, you consult with a qualified rabbi, a person who's a learned person who can be independently advising you on what would be the proper path according to the Torah. And then that will give the clear vision and the clarity of perspective as to what is right and wrong. And then it is easier to take a decision. And this is just one explanation of the first pasuk in the parasha of this week. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.